We're heading over to Howard Elkins' house, and we're as happy as can be. Absolutely convinced we know who did the killing.
Brian and I were both very electrified by the information that we just got from Gantman. The whole thing is coming into form. It's gelling right now.
This was it. This was going to be the most important interview in the entire case.
We walked up to the house, knocked on the door.
Mr. Elkins.
When he answers the door, I have my shield out. I told him we were from Nassau County Homicide Squad, and we were investigating a homicide that involved his home.
Okay, come in.
He invited us in, we had a seat, we started to talk to him.
So we started off, as we always do, just in conversation. There were no accusations. Started talking to him about Melrose Plastic. At this point, we showed him a photo of the barrel and asked him if he recognized the barrel. He said, no, absolutely not. I asked him, is this the type of barrel that you would have used in your company? And he said,
no, never saw anything like that. We ran through the whole litany that he had a plastics business. He said, I never saw anything like that in my business. So we knew he was lying at that time.
I indicated that we knew that there was a dye in the barrel and that the dye was called a halogen green. Told us he never heard of it.
When he denied that, it was like, this is going to be tough. He's not going to go for anything. But then he surprised us because we asked him about if he ever had an affair with anybody.
Yeah.
And he said he did.
He indicated that it was a very, very short affair, and she left work. She stopped working there, so it was the end of it. And that was it. We'd asked him point blank, was she pregnant when she left?
No.
Absolutely not.
It was so insignificant that he didn't remember her name. He couldn't describe her. It was just like smoke, you know?
Now we got to the point where we literally told them, look, we're not here by accident. We've been doing this case for 5 or 6 days now. Everything points to you. I'm going to tell you right now, that barrel comes from your business. No, it doesn't. Now comes the moment of truth. I said to him, okay, there was a dead girl found in that barrel and she was pregnant. I want to take a swab from the inside of your cheek, and I'm going to match up the DNA to that fetus. If you don't match, you walk.
No.
He says, I watch too much television. He said, I know you guys could do all kinds of stuff with that. He said, I'm not going to do that.
And then lo and behold, the phone rang. It was his wife calling, and she was on her way home. At that point, I knew there was not a doubt in my mind that he was the murderer, and I knew he knew we knew. When he got off the phone, he told us, he said, look, that was my wife. She's on her way home. I don't want you here when she gets here. We have a lot to discuss. I want you to leave. Now, we have no choice. I didn't have a warrant, and I have no arrest powers there. So I stood up right next to him. I stood right in front of him, and I said, I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Elkins. We're going to leave, but I'm going to get a warrant for your DNA. I'm going to get your DNA, and I'm going to match it up to that dead baby and that dead woman, and I'll put you in jail for the rest of your life. Do you understand that? And he just imperceptibly, a nod, and that was it.
Now we knew he was the guy that ended her life and let her spend 30 years in a barrel under a house.
I was absolutely sure I would have enough to get an arrest warrant. But it never crossed my mind how this would wind up.